What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Today is the No One Left Behind Rainmaker Zoom. And I just want to say this, if you're not a Rainmaker, that's okay. I forgive you for not being a Rainmaker, but this Zoom is about the inside when you're a part of a team and no one left behind and you are a Rainmaker. And that's what we're here to talk about. And if you have questions about how do I pull a list? How am I generating leads? Here are the challenges that I see. Rainmakers aren't showing up and doing what they said they're going to do. Closers aren't showing up and doing what they said they were going to do. And the freshmen, or the people who are going to make the calls, are sometimes not showing up and doing what they said they would do, right? And so that's a lot of it, is just people showing up and doing the thing they said they were going to do. And you know, it's a team environment. You need other people to succeed, right? Doing this by yourself is just horrible. It really sucks. Okay. I think that's the biggest part, is like, you are, as a Rainmaker, you're directly involved in the success of the freshmen, right? You're going to pull the lists, you're going to send out the offers, and you're going to give them the agents to call. That's your responsibility, right? And every single challenge that I've done, like, I can probably set by myself 6 appointments a day for a closer, just me. And I'm not bragging. Like, that's what's up, Justin. How are you? I got you.
I was like, they muted me for finally they muted me. Keep going. I love this speech. I'm listening.
Yeah, dude. It's the same thing every time. But I just think it's a lesson every time, is you can pull the best list. You can have the best delivery, open rates, and all the email stuff, right? But if your team is not making those calls to set those appointments, it's going to be lackluster. And it doesn't, like, you can have the best closer, right? But I just see, so here's what I do is I pull the list, let's say Sunday night, which is the day that we get started on No One Left Behind, right? Which is in for 2 days. And so Sunday night, I'll go on Deal Sauce, I'll pull my lists, I'll get everything implemented into LOI Blaster and get all my stuff ready. I might even, depends on what pace or whoever my closer is feeling. Like, do you need appointments tonight or tomorrow? Is tomorrow good? Right? Hopefully it's the next day, but I'll talk to Pace Sunday and I'll go, okay, what are we doing? Right? Because you know how it goes. Things literally change as Pace is clicking go live, it will change, right? And so just be ready. And that's when I'm going, okay, where's my marketing? Where am I going to pull the list? What type of list am I going to pull? I need to know what we're doing. Who are we after? What's our buyer's avatar? Is it someone flying in from Alaska that wants to find a place to live? Is it we want to look for homestead buyers, right? Like, what's happening? And then I go pull my marketing. What are the buyers? Pull my marketing, or who are the buyers? Pull that marketing, put it into LOI Blaster, and start the process. And that first day, I'm like, I need to set the appointments because my team is not ready to make those calls. So I go ahead and I teach the other Rainmakers, like, go ahead and set appointments. Just don't wait for the newbies to get ready, or the freshmen. But once the freshmen start the engine, hit the gas, it's over. The race is over. I just stopped sending LOIs after day 3. There's no reason. All the appointments are done. Gustavo sent me a message. Is it okay for me to be here? I'm a freshman. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which, you kind of, if you know what's happening in different aspects, then you have more information. You know how it works, right? Freshmen should absolutely be here. I suggest freshmen hang out with a coach. Actually, this is what I suggest freshmen do. Get out of your own way. As a freshman, you're not the closer. I'm just going to say it. You're not the closer. You're the freshman. You're going to set appointments. A freshman, big piece of advice: get out of your own way, get out of your own head. You don't need to ask the agent about the pink tile in the bathroom. It doesn't matter. Just set appointments. And I want to give you some clarity. Is it okay to set a bad appointment? On the last No One Left Behind, I do this on purpose to Pace. I'm like, I'm going to give you some bad stuff. And every single time, this is a given, I guess, but every single time I go, this one's going to be bad. The agent emails me back and they say, not interested. This doesn't work for my client. I'm like, well, they responded, so I'm going to tell them this. Okay, no problem. We're going to call you tomorrow at 3. And they're the first appointment, even though they said what? They said not interested. I'm like, whatever. We're going to call you tomorrow at 3 or 3:30, whatever it is. Pace gets on the phone, and you know what happens? He gets a lead out of it. Something in the wild world of Sub 2 happens, and he unlocks something that that agent needed. Okay. Is that every closer? No. But same thing with Jamil. I told the people on I didn't tell anybody anything. I said, hey, don't be afraid to set bad appointments. Even if the agent, if you feel like you're a dentist on the conversation, set the appointment. You know what I mean? Those agents that are just like one word answers, they don't really like talk about anything. It's like, yeah, no, they're not interested. No, no, they don't like it. They don't say anything else, right? Try to set the appointment. It's okay. To me, this whole business is just getting out of your own head is a lot of it. Where, I don't know what I don't know. How do I know that I want to be a closer as fast as possible? Like, well, you don't even know how to set appointments yet. So like learn that one role and kind of what it means to set an appointment for a closer. Then you go watch the closer, have that conversation. You can see what happens, right? See how they handle that conversation. A lot of the closers aren't to the level that Pace is, so they're going to have limited resources, right? But it's still the same methodology is just getting out of your own way. And I'm going from Rainmaker to freshman, but I think it's important because as Rainmakers, you can say the same thing. Like, no, it doesn't matter. The list that I pulled is low equity. If they try to sell right now, they'll have to pay. They won't make any money. The pain is there. They're trying to sell with low equity. They're in pain. Okay. You don't need to have all the 4 pillars and all the stuff. So anyway,
Myron, have you ever, well, that's so good. Are we having motivation problems?
dude, if you ask anybody who is on a no one left behind team, the number one issue is
Elusive.
everybody is fired up hour 1 through 4. Like they're fired up first day. And then they realize, well, I have to like keep doing this, right? And it doesn't matter who it is. It can be the Rainmaker, it can be the closer, it could be the coach. All of the people are the biggest problem. I won't say problem, challenge. The biggest challenge in all of this is consistency. Even the people on this Zoom have consistency problems. Everybody does. So let's see how many people we got. 34. Okay. The challenge is getting people out of their own head. They want to see success like hour 1, like, oh, this is going to be amazing. My life is changing. Justin, when you joined Sub 2, did you get placed on a team? Did people like, let's build a whole program full of
I wouldn't
30 teams and put you on one and tell you exactly what to do?
I'm on my 11th year investing in real estate. A lot of it was when I was at a W-2, and a lot of it was everything. 98% of it was all the way up until I joined Sub 2 was just bootstrapping and failing forward. It took me 90 days and $10,000 to get my first deal. 90 days, actually probably a little bit more, but that formula was so eerily true. But I didn't even know what wholesaling was. I just started, so I didn't have anybody. I didn't even know then where to go. And we had podcasts. Sub 2 wasn't around. So yeah, I mean, like I could have probably been more resourceful to go find a mentorship or whatever. But I think at that point, I probably wouldn't have spent the money. I know I wouldn't have spent the money. So end of the day is like, dude, you know what the one thing was? I never gave up. I'm not here for any given Sunday speech. I'm not here to like talk. Myron, you didn't prep me to talk about this, but it's like legitimately 90% of what I'm seeing out there. My team has consistency problems. My team, well, hey, you're not around. And so I just got off with a partner. Someone just had a mobile home park. They're like, I'm probably just going to buy it right now. And there's a couple of the deals going. And one of my partners is like, hey, what's up? I talked to CJ last night. The dude was down in the dumps. And I'm like, yeah, because he kept saying like, I need Justin, like Justin's not right around. He's like, why do you need Justin? We've done 100 deals together. You need Pace right now? You need Miron? Who do we need handholding with? Go out and take the action. But that's just the human nature of it. So some of us are just going to be that spark plug. Some of us need to go dig down deep and go find it somewhere. And then it's like Steve Trang told me, Pace's friend, Steve Trang told me this a bunch of years ago. He's like, the one thing that kept motivating me to get back on the phone, because we all hate getting on the phone. We all hate getting rejection. Most of us, I should say, most of us. Some people are savages. And I wish I had that thick skin and that didn't care what phone call I was on. But sometimes I get in my own head. And Steve Trang said, I always think about my family. I always go, I need to take this call because who's going to feed my family? Who's going to put money in my pocket? The difference right now between the money in that pocket, their deal, is a phone call. And I need to take it. And I sometimes have to tell myself that still, even if it applies to a different you know, avenue. It's still just that motivation. So it's, guys, I don't know what else we got to do to dig down deep, but we all have an opportunity to be leaders here. Myron's a leader. I'm here because of him. He's a beacon. I'm attracted to that beacon, and I think at the same point, you now can be a beacon in your own right. I don't know whether you care for that or not. That's also has some. We don't have to get into it. That also has some gasoline behind it too, and some calories and some energy that brings self starter. Like it brings the self starter out in you, where you're like, man, people are now relying on me, and people are actually like looking up to me. So I have to now show up. I got to go to work today. I got to put my pants on. I got to get there early. I got to prep, get everything ready, whatever it is. And now someone's reliant on you. And sometimes that is also a hack to becoming
Yeah.
like a better self.
Yeah. That's a major hack for me because I have in the Clifton Strengths deal, responsibility for me is like top 5. I think it's number 3. Like I have a high level of responsibility, and not just for it's for me, my family, and actually there's other people like Myron needs to fix this thing. Myron needs to do this thing. But I tend to I stick myself in places where I have a high level of responsibility, and I'll stretch myself out too thin constantly, right? And then I'll have to go like, well, I have to let go of this thing now, but I love that, man, because if you're just depending, this is the other thing, this is the team thing. Like if it's just you, depending on you, it's hard to not type in Netflix. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to like not type in YouTube and scroll on Reels, like there are other people waiting for you to do stuff. And
we find creative avoidance.
yes. So now you're on a team, you got picked to be on a team. Now what? Now what are you going to do? Now you have whatever it is, 10, 15 people waiting for you to do the thing. You're the Rainmaker. So now they're waiting on you to get leads, right? And so if something doesn't work, like, I don't know, you can't log into Deal Sauce, you can't log into LOI Blaster. What are you going to do? You're going to figure it out. You got to figure out a way to get leads to your team. If you're a closer, I'm sorry, if you're the freshman, what are you going to do? You're going to make those calls. And I want to put something else out there. And I'm just kind of going off on a tangent. I'm pulling over. I'm driving down the highway, I'm pulling over. I'm going to stop at Buc-ee's. A phone call is not the KPI. A conversation is the KPI. Actually, it's not even the conversation. It's the appointment. You're there to set appointments. The appointment is the KPI that you should be looking at, not just phone calls. Justin and I could sit here and just make 50 phone calls a piece and not have anybody answer. Well, we made our 50 phone calls, Justin, we're done. Click. No, we need to set appointments. The appointment is the KPI that moves the needle for our team. So as you're pulling through this, as you're going through this with your team, like, I'm not looking for phone calls. I'm looking for appointments, everybody. I'm looking for appointments. If you set 5 appointments today, be done. Make 5 phone calls, set 5 appointments, go play Frisbee with your kids, whatever.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm guilty of not making appointments.
We look for the least sexy thing, or we look for the sexiest thing to go do, and then we lie to ourselves. And it's that creative avoidance too. And listen, we gotta get out of our own way, and that's it. Showing up is half the battle. Not even, it's more than almost the whole battle. Literally, the soldiers on the field could deter a war from an opposing. Like if you really think about it,
dude, that's such a great analogy. Holy crap!
I just made it up, so don't. We're keeping it. We'll use it we'll coin it here. What do you guys need for resources? What do we need? What's going on?
I got something to put in the chat what you need, okay? But I need something. I'm giving my ask now. It's 1:20. We got about almost 50 people in here. This is what we need in the No One Left Behind challenge starting on Sunday. We need more closers. Can everybody take a minute, go into the Subto group and we have 46 people in here. We need 46 posts. Go into the Subto group and say, we need more closers for the No One Left Behind challenge that's starting on Sunday. Please email support@subto.com if you want to be involved. Whatever, make that up.
Can I make a side comment on that? Don't just post. Put something in there. Put your picture, put the picture of this in here, put some sort of image in there, guys. And you have to tag a bunch of people. That is the trick in there. You have to tag people who actually make comments too and interact. Don't tag the duds, and put a picture, please.
Yeah. We need more closers desperately. I think what happens is we've been doing this since October. And so the closers, I think the closers are they're not drying up, but they're busy. Bro, they've been doing these teams and teams and teams, And they're like, no, I'm good. I got my team. But there are so right now, this challenge has an overabundance of new people that want help. There's an overabundance of freshmen that need closers to hook up with. We need posts made in the Subto group that we're looking for closers to join. Yeah, John has 23 freshmen.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need closers, right? So, ton of people, ton of potential. Put yourself in an elevated position, and then if someone is not leading and it's supposed to be a leader, take over. Little secret, no secret. It's not crap talk either. But like, perfect example is I went into Deal Sauce, representing Pace Morby in his behalf, right? I went in there in a Shark Tank. I literally jumped in the Shark Tank, and I am damn Nemo in that environment. And I'm looking around, and I just watch, and I'm swimming. I'm trying to just stay away from the sharks. So I'm flying under them, hanging onto the belly. And all of a sudden, I'm noticing that these sharks are just not sharks. They're not actually, they're just chilling. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Myron, this is a true story. I haven't said this in public. And I went home, talked to Katie, and I was like, I feel like I'm out of place if I jump into this thing. And I was like, no, I got to take charge. And I literally was like, guys, what are we doing? I just had this moment yesterday. So one of the owners goes, you're right. Well, I can do more. I'm complacent right now. I literally said it to like someone I normally wouldn't have said these things to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but like, I'm driving. What are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
I'm showing up to work. I'm showing up just like this. You can use any analogy. I'm trying to give you guys examples. Like, I'm seeing this in everyday freaking life. So, but I have the choice to go, no, I'm going to not be taking, I don't want to overstep my boundaries. I don't want to get uncomfortable. Steve Trang, who's going to feed my family? Who's going to do this for me? They're not thinking about me. They're thinking about themselves. So go take it. Go get it. Take over. Don't be respectful. Of course, we're all respectful, but just if someone's not showing up, take your time, go lead, be a leader.
Yeah. Bull by the horns. That's it. It's up to you. There's people making comments in the side chat. Like, I'm a newbie. I'm not sure what my avatar is yet. I'm hoping NOLB will help me recognize this. Absolutely. Absolutely. What Justin is saying, like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Y'all put those boots on, start stepping on toes. You're going to, I'm not trying to say like start competitions, but you could.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to go like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I'm the Rainmaker. I'm pushing stuff to my team. I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on. I want you to tell me how many appointments you've set. And if someone says 0, I want them to say 0 out loud. You know what I mean? I want them to say 5 out loud. And it's just the accountability aspect between me and the other people. That's the biggest thing to me. And if someone keeps saying 0, 0, I'm setting 0 appointments. I'll go, okay, cool. Then I'll let the meeting end and I'll call them on my own. I won't say, hey, Justin, let's talk after this meeting, right? Like, you're in trouble. I'll just call them, right? Tell me what's going on. I have no idea what's going on in their life. I'm glad that they're showing up to the meeting, but why are they making 0 appointments, right? So it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. When I say it's everybody's responsibility, it's like, well, that's Justin's responsibility too. He's not doing it, so I'm not doing it, right? Just make it your responsibility, whatever the thing is, whatever it is, yours.
We're accountable. What are you sharing? What are you giving away? I'm intrigued. What are we doing?
What are we giving away?
In like a half hour, or is it in 2 minutes?
No, it's this, what I need to do, what we need to do. I had to have that announcement. I need people to make posts. That's what it is.
Okay.
We can give stuff away. I'm game for that. What I would say is John put in the side chat, I know I have this many newbies. I think he said 23 he has 23 freshmen on his team. He knows who his team is. So y'all know who your team is. Start having conversations today. And the Rainmaker needs to know for sure, where are the buyers? You guys are starting a business. You have a business going. You have all your employees. You've hired before you've even started marketing your business, right? So you have all your employees. Now, what are you going to do? Where are the buyers for your product? And that's where Deal Sauce comes in, right? Talk to your team. Where are we doing our marketing? That's the number one thing. Don't take 5 days to figure out where you're going to pull a list. That should just be a quick conversation that happens within 1 hour. Okay, cool. John says he just got his closer assigned. Yay. Awesome. So my biggest thing, like people take way too long to get started in this whole thing. They'll sit here and watch the whole week of us taking action, then they'll get started in their with their group, right? You're missing a lot of opportunities. So the last couple of times, Justin, what we've done when you've been here is we pulled up Deal Sauce. We've shown people how to pull their lists. Would anybody benefit from maybe if we pull out like a seller finance list today? Would that help anybody?
Yeah, we can go on whatever you guys want. You can go on the mindset trip. We can go on a little bit of hybrid. I love there was an avatar question up there, Myron. I just want to make sure that like if there's an avatar or if we have like who are we or what we're looking for and what's our market and all that baloney. It's actually something we're incorporating into Deal Sauce very, very soon. And we just want to be able to like someone to come in just like that exact instance and be able to have some resources. The analysis paralysis is what we got to really combat. We have to start combating that. It's just taking the action. And I just had someone who signed up, a good example, Terry Moran, he's in New England. He actually just brought a deal to me and I met him at a meetup. He came on board to Subto New England, like I said. And before he's like, bro, I don't know what to say though. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know the things to ask. Yeah. And it's like, you got to just pick up the phone and take the action. And what I said, this is one of my things. I go, how about this? Fall on the sword. People love not having you don't know all the answers. Actually, you know what? I'm a cash investor. Cash doesn't really work here. It's low equity. However, because cash opportunities we're always looking for those too, but I had to call you for this opportunity. Obviously I'm calling you back. And it's like the person, however you want to convey the message, the person who you're going to talk to, the closer or whoever it is going to, they're the creative finance expert. You don't have to have the answer, but you're just there. You fall on the sword. I'm the cash investor. I come from that world. I was fix and flip. I was doing whatever. You don't have to have the answers. That's your automatic out, but you're also they're like, all right, cool. The guard's down. This isn't a question and answer thing.
Yeah.
It's just another way of just giving yourself a pass, but you're actually taking the action. You're actually setting the appointment and you don't have to know it all. So right there, that excuse is out the window. Just, I don't know.
People on these teams that joined Subto less than a week ago, how could we ever expect them to know all the objections and all the nuanced things that are within Subto, even seller finance, which agents should know seller finance. Some of them don't. But yeah, there's anybody
shaking his head.
Yeah, nobody would expect anybody on the freshman side to be able to answer anything. But we do expect you to just set appointments. That's the expectation. Yeah. And so how do you just cut all the extra stuff away and just draw a straight line? That's all it is. So cool, dude. How about a seller finance list? Do you pull a lot of seller finance?
I just pulled one and I gave it away. It was a mobile home though, but it wasn't on market. I pulled a 1500. You guys can have it too if anyone wants on the side. I skip traced it too. Mobile home, seller finance on like a 1 acre parcel maybe, because I think those are dynamite little dope deals. Some of the best deals I've ever done, truthfully. But that was on another Zoom. That was another day.
Cool. So could we do something like that let's pull like an Atlanta list?
Sure.
Something Atlanta that like just kind of walking through like, here's some different seller finance stuff we can pull.
Absolutely. So guys, welcome, by the way. I am Justin Tuminowski. I'm up in the Boston area and been in Subto for a bunch of years, doing investing, like I said, a bunch of years as well. I'm here to be a resource for Deal Sauce. So if you're not familiar with this, if you are, awesome. I know you've heard about it if you're here, but yeah, let's pull something. So we said Atlanta. Do we want to just do Georgia?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Let's just get the whole state. Yeah.
We can do something like that. Yeah, let's pull the whole state. Or what I'll do is we'll draw what we want. So we got the state of Georgia. We'll do active listings, and you want free and clear?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So we'll go free and clear right here, guys. So these are just the quick ingredients. You've seen these in a lot of other softwares. Oh, cool. We have 14,000 active properties. So
okay. Whoa. We have on market in Georgia 14,000 properties we can make offers on.
And free and clear.
That are free and clear. They have no mortgage. So we can make 14,000 seller finance offers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we didn't even click mobiles, just so you know, or land. So of course land's a little bit different, but we didn't click mobiles. Yeah. So We can go, I mean, we don't really want any of the, do you want any other distress features? We don't have to go, or of course, we're going to go active. I want to make sure that that sticks there.
If we're doing, a couple little things, like if you're doing single family, you don't want super high list price. You don't want $3 million. But if you're doing multifamily, 3 million's pretty on par, right? So it just depends on what your marketing strategy is with your team. Are you going to do single family homes, free and clear, like rentals? Or are you going to do like what Justin was just talking about, like small parcel, mobile home, RV parks, whatever it is? What is your team? What's the marketing channel you are going to go after? Alfonso says you don't want government owned stuff. Yeah.
So, we can go with something, again, guys, you can change it up. You can go years of ownership. So are we looking for senior owners? Are we looking for free and clear, active, but they're out of state? I just want to see what that number is because they could just be paying. I'm literally doing something with someone who is in Atlanta, who actually, it's an example I wanted to use to show people that there's also the expireds is still pretty good. But again, we're doing a different type of challenge here, but they're in Georgia and the deal's in New Hampshire. But right here, there's 1,900, almost 2,000 out of state. There has to be appointments in there, and they're out of state owners. It's not in state too, by the way, guys, because sometimes you'll just get a PO box that will, that indicates that they're in state, but they're absentee. Really, they might not even just have a mailbox. They might just get their mail somewhere else. But out of state is a really good, clear
If we were
indicator.
looking for out of state, because I own properties out of state, but if I was looking for someone who wants to exit seller finance, there any
Investors.
yeah, like, I'm at the end of I'm done kicking the can, bro. I don't want a 1031. I don't want to exit everything that I have at once because then my tax liability will kill me. How would I pull the list to get in front of people who are just ready to seller finance everything and just get little, I almost gonna want to say annuity payments, but like get payments coming in.
Get that mailbox money and they get to defer their tax. They can combat their tax
Yep.
in increments and in the digestible chunks.
Yes.
So businesses now, guys, we will have folks that are individual owned that will also do seller finance, of course. However, what Miron is indicating is let's go after the folks that are investors most often. So we're going to reach out to Myrons and the Justins and the other people who own stuff across the country. They're not in state. So let's go business. We just did business and out of state, and there's still 1,200 opportunities. And then take a look at these owners on the right-hand side, these names: 136 Miles Road, Associated Partners, Oak Park property. So like clearly these are mobile or manufactured homes inside of a community, maybe?
Mhm.
Oh no, portfolio of 4 income generating properties. Gosh dang it, right here. Look at this. You have 86 days on market, and there's 4 of them. So hold on.
Nice too.
Yeah, and they were all right there. They were all just smoked right at the top. I bet you it's 1 right there, 2, 3, and the 4th is probably either gone or it's there somewhere. But there's the 3 out of 4 are right here, and they're clearly selling, and that's an investor.
Like an investor letting go of like a little portfolio. That's for me is really strong for seller finance because unless they're gonna go grab that, exit everything, and go into like a giant multifamily deal, like what are they gonna do with their money when they exit, right? So this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, right there, guys. It's 102, 104, and I think it was 106. Is the other one 100 or is the other one 108? Either way, I bet you we can find out right here.
Okay, the filter was Georgia,
Yeah,
active on market, free and clear. That's pretty much all we did, right? Oh yeah, and, out of state.
Yeah, out of state absentee owner. And we could, of course, just go business owner too. We're ringing in the filter, we're squeezing the lemon just a little bit more. But I mean, guys, you could do your own, or if you have I'm not saying you have a VA, but if you had someone who wanted to actually filter through some of these, hey, what I always talk about is money-making activities. My money-making activities actually they're dangerous because I never turn off. So that's my own problem. But I'm in bed. I'm still working. So when you're in bed, and I would encourage, I feel like I haven't made jack squat in life as far as where I want to be I don't have permission to myself to stop working. So I'm in bed. I'd be doing this. If I wanted to like really niche down and go thumb through, I maybe would take this filter off. It's going to bring up 4,700. That's a lot. We got to figure out a way to knock that down maybe a little bit to then ring it out, but get the in-state and out-state. But let's just filter to who we actually want to target. But you can be doing that at night is what I'm telling you. While maybe you're Netflix and chilling with your kids or whatever it is, do something. And I don't mean to be on my soapbox for that, but like you could be doing things also building your lists during the night times to then pounce during the day.
Yeah. Bonzo's asking, where do we add word filters? Would that be like in the listing?
Yes, sir, right here. So you can go property keywords. We can always go seller finance. Actually, maybe we just put finance.
Yeah. That's the word I use, just finance.
And we can use a bunch of different words, guys. Make sure you hit enter and you hit done, and it's going to go there. So we had 0, but let's do this. If we're going to start getting saucy with there, we're going to pull some of these filters off. So there's 2 that came up with free and clear, active in the last filters that we had. But we can go, I don't know, creative. We've seen a bunch, and we're having keywords that are going to be populated down here for you to just grab. So 53, obviously you're going to have some that don't.
Yeah, they would say no creative finance, but
Yeah.
I've seen one where the seller, who's the agent, typed sub 2. So make a sub 2 offer, something like that.
So guys, use the keywords to your competitive advantage. At this point, we're trying to get a stacked list, and these are just we're stacking it, and we're stacking it by adding some of these factors in here. So Myron, you tell me, do we want to go back to this out of state?
Do me a favor, uncheck out of state and go back and put finance. I just want to see, no, that's fine. Go back to the MLS and just put finance in there and just show us like 2 of them.
I think
How many?
did. All right, let's see here.
Oh, we only got 2.
Columbus and Atlanta.
Show us 2, and there's only 2. What does that read? Where's the word finance? Seller finance available. Okay, that was too easy.
Okay.
I don't know where that is. Looks kind of in the middle of nowhere, but
Well, it's 5 minutes away from Fort Moore, so it tells me
Oh.
that there's a military nearby.
yeah. So
Oh.
seller finance, go buy it on seller finance and wrap it to somebody in the military or something.
See what they had here. Well, you know what? Yeah, so $60,000. They've had a little loan on here. It's obviously probably free and clear by now, but even if it wasn't, guys, who gives a hoot?
Right.
All right, cool. Let's go back and look at the other one. This is a nice house.
What the heck?
Dang, look at that description. Oh, we'll consider owner financing terms with 50% down payment, 24-month term with interest-only payments. They're looking, this looks like a new build, 2.4 million or 2.1 million. Dang. Okay, pretty dope. Let's go zoom out and then see what just wanted to see what they
So they want to give you 2 years to basically they want to give you 2 years to refinance.
Yeah, 50% down. So they want $1 million, but
Like a football player or something, sports player grabbing that one, but
exactly. I was like, man, I'm looking for a dope deal like that myself. Like those are where it's a different echelon. It's a different person. Yeah. Sometimes it's a homestead buyer that's going to end up with some of these deals, not an investor.
yeah.
They'll pay a little bit more. They'll do a little bit different, but I would say like you have to almost be able to know you can get rid of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that will bog you down. And Myron, I don't want to go against any other words that are preached, but in my own experience, those type of opportunities, although they seem sexy, they seem cool, they will bog you down. They will make you hustle to go find that buyer.
Yep. Pretty nuanced, but that's cool. Like just putting the word finance in there. I got 2 of them that were.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me get rid of free and clear because I just want to see if maybe someone says creative finance,
That'd be fun.
Let's just look and see a general active on market 4. So there's 2 more. Eligible for certain financing incentives as well as 7,500, 15,000, 100% zero down financing available. It's eligible for incentives. It's probably like some sort of grants and opportunity zones. And the other one was probably this one.
I'm sorry, what keyword did you use?
I just put finance again.
Oh, okay.
With just on market.
So they are pushing their finance team. They probably get a spiff or something. I don't think they're supposed to, but finance with our buddy.
Do you see anything here?
Yeah, down at the very bottom. Finance with Jim, 404.
Yeah. Okay, so my bad, guys. We tried. But, that was just an instance of looking for someone maybe using the word creative finance or finance. But use that to your advantage and use that on the commercial side of things too. Just a little, I'm not going to go in there right now, but in the commercial side, guys, you can search for businesses and stuff too, or like keywords and names. But we'll get rid of the finance. And again, you can do, just for sub 2, let's just see, just because we're on it.
It's going to be
0 subject. All right, now I got to stop in a second. I'm just super curious. Is that where maybe the word subject and then 2 or subject to, probably a subject to, approval, subject to HOA, subject to this.
Show us one.
Go this one. Zoom out a little bit. How about this? Control F. Subject. Right here. Subject to Federica Golf Club membership. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of those. But guys, you can thumb through them again. Money making activities, even at night when you're just dialing in, you're going to go sniper. Maybe you're going to go sniper on your own and you're going to build up your own little list here. Go, or how about this? I mean, again, I was going to do, Myron, we can still pull that list. But let's say that you want to do South Carolina and North Carolina, but you only want to do like, I don't know, those markets right there.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't actually want to go down to the South. We just want to hang out right here. We just, 72. So we just got 72 with that actually keyword. I never took that keyword out, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to get at here. Yeah, we got 10,000 or 9,500 now, guys.
There
So
we
we're
go.
looking on market. We can also do, again, the same thing. You know what, Myron? Those were business. I had business typed in there too. So I wasn't even individuals, my man. So I'm not going to force the audience to go through that again, but dang it, I forgot that was on there.
It's okay. That I think they understand, like changing that, putting in the checkbox for individual or creative finance. Like I feel like individuals are more open to doing the Subto stuff, right?
Oh,
I've had businesses say, yeah, so go ahead and Subto it, especially in the multifamily world. But yeah, like there's just this actually what I say, I love seller finance so much because there's literally 1,000 ways to pull a list for seller finance. There's so many different ways. Subto is cool. It's really good. It's more pain, but it's not, I can't do it very many ways. I can't pull a Subto list 5 different ways. Seller finance, easy. I can easily pull seller finance 5 different ways. I feel like seller finance kind of gets put into the back and there's a lot of opportunity there for you all to make offers. So what I do is I go ahead and pull my Subto list from Deal Sauce and I start up an LOI Blaster with Subto and I make another LOI Blaster for high equity and I have 2 LOI Blasters going at the same time is what I do.
go retail.
I'll
Delivery
click
retail.
send
I wanna
emails
get the
on
worst.
low equity and high equity at the
All right.
same exact time.
Yes,
So I send
Myron is right, guys. Stick to
I'm
an area
basically
also because you
digging
can now
in that
then
market
get to know that area and speak
as hard as I
about that
can, as quick
area.
as I can.
But I'm looking at, I have AI scores here and I was like, I'll pull a list too while I have it open for everybody and while the AI is on the country. Even though we zero out the AI scores because it is already on retail, the phantom AI scores still remain on where they were before we went down to 0, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what they're before they went live on their listing. So where were these people? So let's go and say what's the minimum of 500? I just want to see out of this 1,200. I went middle of Tennessee.
Yeah.
We have about 1,000. Dope. So 500 and above on the retail score. And then, I mean, we can parlay it with some of these other scores to see like who's the worst of the worst. We can literally just start, but we can just
Justin, I was
filter it
thinking,
down from
no,
there.
I don't want to cuss, but I'm at the very end of developing version 2, which would be where we could set up some
More
API
likely to
stuff.
sell a property.
Wouldn't this be cool? I'm just brainstorming for a second.
More likely to
this
sell.
isn't going to directly help
So
anybody.
right now it's already active, so it's
what
unscored.
I think is cool,
so retail is
we could
indicates
hook up some
likelihood
kind
that
of
the property is
API
selling at market
where
price within 90 days.
you know
on a
how
property with
you
high score
have
is more likely to
that
sell at
box
market
up
price.
there in the
So the
top,
higher the score,
right?
what
It
I'm
says
getting
my
at
leads,
is
1.4
there's
thousand.
parlaying it
Okay.
with other things
If we
and looking
could-
at the scores.
If we could some way pull this data
You'll be able to see
directly
opportunities.
into the LOI
So we zero
Blaster.
it. They already
Right,
went
so
to
there's a
market,
button
so we're
right there.
zeroing
We'd
it out.
say, got it.
But I wanted to see
Send
what some
to
of the phantom
portfolio, send to LOI Blaster.
data was. And
that
I wanna see what they had
1,400
here.
just goes right into your LOI Blaster system.
And then, guys, you can
don't have
filter
to
these
do
things. Well, I can filter this for you, but it's
you
like
don't
days
have to do
on
anything.
market.
You have to
You just look
download it.
again.
It just goes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go to listing. Here, we'll go back to that.
If that's not possible to put to place
Does it have an indicator here? No, it doesn't have an indicator
button
here. I was looking for
we
like
could do
little
it on
cheat
the other
sheets.
side where I place a button, say pull my
get out
leads
of
from
the-
Deal Sauce, and it would just take. I'm going to land on
Should know it by
this
heart.
my leads. It would
But
pull
I'll get rid of
everything from
this.
here into LOI Blaster. Either you place the button, I
So
place
we
the
already have
button.
the data there. You guys can see all the
Whatever.
phantom data that's there. So then we go down to the retail. It's already there. Indicates likelihood to sell likelihood of the property selling at market price within 90 days. A property with the highest score is more likely to sell at market price. So they're indicating, but how we gauge it is it's all distress. Now, what you'll get is they're grading on this side of the fence. They're grading this by area. Sometimes they're looking at others and what other market indicators are. They're looking at the heat map. They're looking at the zip code based on the heat map, right? If the county is the most expensive county, most likely that's going to sell at retail, they would think.
Okay, got it.
When you start looking at it with wholesale and other scores, if these numbers are all high across the board, you got yourself a problem. Have a problem, you have yourself an opportunity is what I should say.
Got it.
So it doesn't know that it's going to sell or who they are, what they are. They're looking at them, but it's a lot of this stuff is based on, it might use their zip code. But bro, we're looking at data points of how many people move in and out of the house, credits, cars, purchases, everything. They're looking at hundreds of thousands of data points. Every month we have a new set of data points. So then, you know what? Rentals. Let's just go here then. 501.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's thoroughly discussed.
Sell at a discount
Or
over 500.
thoroughly
Less
gone
than
over.
anything on 500. Same thing.
Only making sub 2, you're kind of
Likely to sell at a
really
discount less
limiting
than 500.
yourself on what you can
Just
do.
an indicator.
And
but
part
when
of
they
the
push to
process is
retail,
like when you're
and often you'll see some
looking
that are
at
across the
marketing
board.
for your team, does
You
it
know,
make
they're all
sense
high.
for you to go to
So then we'll adjust it
Atlanta,
by the wholesale.
Phoenix, Orlando, Dallas,
Like
basically like spreading
sixes,
yourself
nines,
out all over the country?
6s and 9s.
Or does it make sense to go to Georgia?
Landlord.
Like, I don't know. He said there are 14,000 free and clear listings in Georgia. What
Most likely to sell to a
possible
landlord.
reason would you need to
So
also
most
do
likely sell to
Phoenix?
another investor.
Or,
So
you know, what
take a
possible
look here.
reason
Reflects the
would you
probability
need
of
to
property
do
being
another
sold
market?
to a
There's no
landlord
reason.
within 90 days.
There's
A property
no,
with a
I'm
high
sorry,
score is
guys.
more
There's
attractive
14,000
to landlord buyers.
properties to call
And
on.
you'll get these. You'll get some that are upside down. You'll get more here. You'll get some there. You'll get some that are pretty average across. So use it as an indicator. It's not an end all be all. But most often there's a sign like this one has tax liens. And I've said this before, Myron, it's the ones that don't show any other indicators, like low active equity, active listing at 900 wholesale. What is going on with Mary? You know, and that's what I like to see is these are average indicators, active on low equity. Okay, cool, whatever. But it doesn't say tax, doesn't say deceased, doesn't say probate, doesn't say pre-foreclosure. So what's going on with Mary? Open Door. She bought it from Open Door. Or is this Open Doors? No, this is Mary's. Mary bought an Open Door property.
Got it.
So expensive from a wholesaler at some point.
The loan to value, is that what that little
So, I
circle
mean, we can
is?
just pull a list just like this. It's active.
I see.
I mean, I can get rid of the individual. We can get everybody. 501 wholesale score and above. So we have 600 properties that we can reach out to. If you guys want that list, I can throw mobile homes on there too, which honestly, I love them. I wouldn't. One of my best deals. It's not the best deal. One of my best is in Tennessee, and it came from an opportunity just like this. We were able to buy it cash value and sell it on seller finance, and the down payment paid for the house outright. Yeah. So like people aren't thinking that way. 617.
Yeah.
I pulled this band here from Chatto. What is it? Chatto.
My development is going to be sending LOIs. And then we're going to go right into sending LOS. Like within 7 days, we'll be sending LOS.
To go right into Nashville
and
then through
after that is multifamily.
And I think that's
and then after that is business offers.
Yeah.
So those
we can
those
do
will
that
come.
at 600.
I would say
so
by the
again,
end of
to
the
reiterate, it's going to be single family. It's going to be all everything but
built
land,
out.
active listing with a 5.
John, an LOF is a letter of finance where you're sending the agents, the active agents in your market,
the others,
some kind of
just
letter
target these folks
that asks them if they have
so I'll pull
non-qualified
that
buyers
chat as well.
In so many words, but well, that's really cool. Like we can look at heat maps and kind of see where the hot markets are, and that could be a part of your initial conversation this weekend with your team. Is like, hey, let's go in here, let's look at the hot markets, and we can pull sub 2, we can pull seller finance, we can pull cash deals, and just start going. To me, going deeper into one market is the best. That's the best idea. Okay, if it were me starting a brand new team, I would not work 8 markets. I would work one market and go very, very hard on it.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. And you guys, if you don't know what the avatar, what that is in there, please, I'll put it back in there if anyone's new. But you guys need to go, if you are confused on who you are and what you are, and I'm not talking about your gender, and I'm not talking about anything else but real estate and in this game, please go look at Pace's avatar series on his YouTube and type in avatar, not the movie, avatar real estate, Pace Morby, and go in there. I don't want to get deal alerts. Guys, also, I'm just quick side note, you can save your search here. So that exact search, but yes, go in there, research who you are, and we can bring that screen up. I don't want to step on Myron's, I don't want to step on this day, so I'll hold back. Find out who you are and embrace it. You can be a few different things.
So the retail score, what does that mean? Like, what if I put retail score minimum 500, that means they are wanting to do what? are more likely to do what? The higher score means that they are more likely to sell for a retail, like a market value. Yeah. Little tooltip thingy.
Bro, it's all because of you. So I'm here to support you. I'm here to support this gang. I'm gonna put that Paris asked. I was gonna say axed. You better ask somebody. She asked about the scores and what that meant and all that again. So I'm gonna put that screenshot in the side chat. So Paris,
Okay.
that's coming right up. And then I'll just reiterate, if you don't mind, Myron, one last thing about the scores. So when you're looking at the AI scores, if you are looking at the AI scores, I put a little screenshot in there. The retail score is not there. Well, everything we look at is from 500. We have the scores from 0 to 1,000. 1,000 being the most distressed, most of anything, right? The aggressive side. So we look at 500 as the threshold, the teeter-totter point, the seesaw. Anything over on the plus side of 500, there's going to be more indicators to sell, more indicators to sell to a landlord at a discount on the wholesale and to go to market with on retail.
Got it. So the wholesale score is,
but guys,
they're
use
more
those
likely
as
to
just
take
indicators. Don't use them as
less.
the law. But wholesale is probably the favorite one. But there's other ones you'll see the retail. You'll see retail higher. You'll see landlord higher. And let's, use me on these when you're on these challenges on these Zooms. Every time you see me, let's pull a list. Let's do something if it's active on market. And I'll leverage for the community. And I know that's what Pace wants. Outside in the YouTube world, I probably won't be doing that. But let's use my nationwide AI coverage. And if we can use it to a competitive advantage, sure. All it is just a filtering mechanism. We're just funneling and filtering and aggregating the data.
The rental
like
means
Myron said,
that
put the best at the top of the heap. And to get more, so we can maybe potentially.
They have rentals or that they're likely to rent.
Active on market, LOI Blaster. I think you can probably, AI might not be the best tool. Like it might not even be needed. Myron, would you agree since you're able to put so many emails out for the most part, do we?
We need to call Mary and figure out what's going on. See, I would. Ha ha ha. That's amazing.
Do your sniper approach, build your list for your own little system or team or other things that you got going. Maybe don't wait around for everybody else or go help another team, go help another individual. I love that. Use that time to sniper the approach. You are great. And guys, give it up for Myron and Victoria too, please.
Yes, Victoria.
Go make those posts in the Facebook group. Use a picture. Go be a leader.
Thank you.
And
dude, that's awesome.
Don't think you need to wait for somebody.
So I know he got pretty nuanced for people who are maybe brand new
are waiting for you
but
to lead.
I think the picture that he's wanting to paint is there's a lot of different ways that you can stack on different pain points, right? Low equity is a pain point,
will be down there,
and using the AI scores
she's excited,
to help you push those to the top.
Coming down to your territory.
Right? Push more pain to the top. That way you can, the conversations that you're having with those agents are really productive, right? Not to say that if you don't put in the AI scores, you're not going to have productive conversations. Just trying to stack on more pain points onto that list to get more effective conversations. Elisa says, thank you for the avatar PDF.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, we can talk
Victoria's
about
not going to tell you this, and she's probably going to hate me for saying this, but her and I were on the phone the other day, and she was helping me with something. She's always helping, right? But she was up till like midnight doing all this stuff.
We saw it in the side chat.
She doesn't get paid for that.
But
she also enjoys the spirit and drinks the same water we all drink.
And so
I just wanted to put that little love out there that she literally is taking away from her 2 boys, her husband. She's moving. She's trying to sell her house. She's trying to get contractors in to do all this stuff.
Super simple.
And the woman is still like up
there are people who are deathly afraid
doing some stuff. So I just want to give her some love, and whether she gets it or not,
there was an engineer,
New Reach does that or not,
like a software engineer on the team, and he's like, I don't want to make calls, and he didn't do it.
Anyway,
our team,
you guys are great.
To start making calls.
Anytime I need to pitch in or I can pitch in and be of value, I love hanging out. So
first, and that's my icebreaker in my head. Like I send them a text like, hey, do you have time for a 10-minute phone call, 5-minute phone call? And then he wouldn't even wait. He would just go ahead and make the phone call, right? And so just what's the trick to get yourself out of your own way? He ended up making 50 phone calls in one day, which at the beginning, he was like, please do not make me make any phone calls. I don't want to ever be on the phone. By the end of the challenge on our week, he made 50 phone calls last day. And so it's finding a way to win, basically. Find a way to win for yourself. How can you get out of your own way, right? Mm-hmm. And then him being an engineer, does he need to keep making phone calls, or could he maybe work his way to be a rainmaker, an underwriter, something else to provide value to his team. He doesn't have to always make those phone calls. I mean, it seems like he liked it by the end of the whole thing, but yeah, Justin, thank you, man. Lots of value brought today. This has been amazing. It's not needed, but it's like the point I think is that there's more than one way to do it. And so you can, as you pulled out list, you can say wholesale score 500. Like that can be part of the list that you pull and test it out. See what it's like when you put that AI score in there and then take it out. For me, like if I'm starting a brand new team, the team, I need a small list to get started. And so if I put more filters to bring it down so I can just kind of see what this like, let's get the idea of what our team is doing. That's where I would go. I would filter it down at least to 1,000 properties and just start there. You don't need to don't pull a list that's 10,000 day one. That's insane. Like you need to kind of understand your team's cadence and what they're going to do, how many appointments your closer can take and all those things. So for me, like I said before, I'll send LOIs for probably 2 days and our team will set the appointments for the whole week and be done. That's it. So like I send for 2 days, then I have to put on the brakes. There's no more appointments to be had this week. So and then the next week comes around. I probably don't need to send LOIs the next week either. So the Rainmaker, as long as they get everything set up and they really, really push their team to make the phone calls, you can kick butt for 2 days and then, chill out. Sorry, you can pick up the phone and make phone calls too. But yeah. John is asking about the LOI for seller finance. John, that is in our LOI template folder inside of LOI Blaster. All right, you guys, we had an hour Zoom today. We went an hour and 15. Dude, thank you. You're awesome. Everybody, give it up, Justin. Hey, actually, I love what you said about Victoria. Victoria talked to me a little bit earlier about all of the work that's getting put into the No One Left Behind challenge, all of the teams that's getting put together. Victoria is she is shouldering a lot of that work. Please give her a shout out, Victoria. Thank you so much for everything you do. Truly amazing. She helps me in LOI Blaster as well. Like, oh my God, how is she doing all this? But a lot of work goes into the back end of building these teams for you, right? And just, give that, be grateful for what you're getting, be grateful for the team, take action, get in there and exactly what Justin says, be a leader. But if you got value today, I love this too. If you got value in some way, shout out Justin, shout out me, shout out whoever you connected with today. Yeah, Victoria, tell us what you learned. How are you going to take action differently or more so in this challenge? What are you going to do? And our next Zoom for LOI Blaster is tomorrow morning. So if you're in LOI Blaster, we'd love to see you tomorrow morning for the Saturday Zoom. And then after that, we're going to do No One Left Behind starting Sunday. We'll be doing No One Left Behind Zooms every single day next week. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victoria.
Holy moly. Thanks. Okay.
Bye, guys.
See you, everybody. I'm just putting the Deal Sauce link in here if you all want to sign up for Deal Sauce. Yep. I will see you all tomorrow. If not, then I'll see you Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all next week. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.